Tonight, we're going to be talking Beyond the Gates, Jimmy Buffett, Jurassic June. We've got a great guest, all that and more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Welcome back, everybody, to another Let's Talk Jurassic here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you so much for returning. I'm glad to have you back here in the show. It's always great to see those names lurking there in the live chat. So welcome back. If you're new here, thank you for joining us, and if you're lurking, please say hi. But we've got a pretty, a packed show. Kind of packed. I mean, we've got a great guest. That's first off, but we've got some stuff to talk about. Jurassic June, it didn't really live up to the hype right now this week, but we'll get into that. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that Jurassic June pays off, but we'll have to see. Let me just go over some stuff real quick before we bring our guest in. Let's go over to our website, JurassicParkPodcast.com, and you'll see this week's episode with Jay Jurassic. Jay Jurassic was kind enough to record a brand new Amber Fines episode where he talked kind of about how this Jurassic community has really helped him, go through struggles and come out, on the other side of it all. And it's really great, to listen to him kind of talk about how the fan base inspired him, how the movies inspired him. So definitely check out this episode. It's a great way to end Jurassic June. So definitely take a listen to that one. I was really getting choked up while listening to it and editing it and everything. So I added some music, some nice touches to it, and I think it came out really great. So definitely check that one out. If you have not already, please go subscribe to the newsletter over on Substack. If you want to find the link, it's on JurassicParkPodcast.com. Speaking of that, you can find it all over the place. Up top, you can find it over here on the sidebar there. It's in all these articles right there. You can click right there. But you can join that, and I'll be discussing any kind of Jurassic news that comes up my way, and you'll get some updates from the podcast and other shows that I'm on, like Grim Grinning Hosts and the Forcecast and stuff like that. So definitely go subscribe over on Substack. And also, we've been uploading Tales from a Jurassic World to the podcast feed. So if you have listened to them over on YouTube, they come out on Fridays on Tales from a Jurassic World's YouTube channel. And then on the following Wednesday, we release that same episode. So it's a little behind, but there's a purpose for that because we want everybody to go to the YouTube channel instead. But we upload them there for the podcast audience as well. So if you want to listen to Tales from a Jurassic World, it is on the podcast feed. But without further ado, why don't we go ahead and bring in today's guest? You'll know who this guest is. So, Neemz, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Hello.
I'm glad to have you here. It's been a little while, probably since we did one of these. I think we've done one before. It's like I don't remember what like the last episode was until I actually sit here and I'm like, oh, this week's episode was Jay Jurassic, and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. So I'm glad to have you back on. Yeah, it's gonna be fun because we have a few Beyond the Gates, or we've got Beyond the Gates to talk about, that Jimmy Buffett figure, and I want to get your thoughts on just Jurassic June, I guess, as a whole, since we're kind of wrapping it up here.
Sure.
And yeah, but let me just say hi. We got Steven here in the chat. Say hi, Steven. What's up, Steven? We got Jurassic Souls in the building. What's up, Jurassic Souls? Jurassic KM, how you doing? We got Nikolai here. Neemz tonight, yay! We got Cretaceous Dave. Oh yeah. And yeah, Spino Rex here. Jurassic World Reimagined seems pretty interesting. Hopefully that's where the Lost World trailers will be released. Ooh, that'd be interesting. And Cretaceous Dave says, totally relate to Jay's story. Great episode. Yeah, I highly suggest everybody go listen to that. I'm not kidding. When I was like sitting there listening to the Jurassic score behind Jay talking, and Jay's got a knack for just knowing how to do it like from the heart, and I really appreciate him for that. So if nobody listened to that episode yet, just go check it out. It's on the feed. But all right, so let's start our news tonight with, let's go to Mattel. And we're going to not go to our website, but we're going to go over here to Jimmy Buffett. Boom. Jimmy Buffett.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, seriously. It needs to be right now. Had to take a drink.
On this
I had to get that drink down first because it felt natural to do so with Jimmy Buffett here. But you know, I woke up whenever morning this was that this popped up, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is a fun figure. Like I had no issue with it. I kind of expect weird stuff like this at this point because of like the Steven Spielberg figure, which I think was awesome. Like that figure was really cool. And, you know, I guess Comic-Con has been kind of used for more serious stuff that we've gotten, like the Gennaro, I think was from there. Maybe like, I don't know if Dr. Wu, some of these figures might not have been there. I don't remember, but that's the kind of stuff I do expect. But then when they started doing Steven Spielberg, I was like, okay, maybe we can go like any kind of direction we want with Mattel Creations here. And I think this is like a great way to go that route. And I think it's a fun figure. I'm perfectly glad to add this to my collection with the interesting pedestal and everything, you know?
Yeah. I showed it to a lot of my friends that are not in the Jurassic universe. Like they're not our people. They're not on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. But I showed them this, and they understood the reference right away. They've seen the memes and all that kind of stuff, and they were like, "That's the coolest thing ever." So I think it's a fine line between like the hardcore fans and then also a different kind of audience, like the Marguerite. Like there's probably a bunch of Jim Buffett fans that would love this.
Yes.
You know, so there's a difference. So it's like you're catering to the Jurassic fans, but you also have people outside of the Jurassic fandom that are like, oh, that's like the coolest thing I've ever seen because he's standing in a margarita glass type thing, and
yeah.
So I don't think we ever thought we'd ever have a Jimmy Buffett action figure. So it just goes to show you that like what's possible in the future too. We're not so closed in. Like maybe one day we'll get a Kelly Malcolm figure, or one day we'll get like, you know, like there's so many possibilities if they can come up with this, you know?
Well, now that we've kind of tiptoed into the, you know, the ridiculous kind of silly, memeable character, you know, spotlight here, you know, because this guy, you know, Jimmy Buffett's in Jurassic World for, I don't know, split second. It might not even be a full second long. It's like
4 seconds. Yeah.
It's unreal how quick it is. But, you know, you had mentioned the fact that he's become a meme. So even if you haven't seen him in the film, you know it. You know that GIF, you know the look of that character running away with the margaritas there. So it makes a lot of sense to do that. But it makes me think about like what other side characters could we get that are like have like maybe a little comical part. But I don't know if we should go too far down that rabbit hole, because this is a special one because it's like, you know, it's Jimmy Buffett. It's like it's not like it was just like some random extra, you know, or something.
Right. And it's paying because obviously, like, rest in peace, he recently passed away. Yeah. So I think it was very timely as well. So it all makes sense to me why this figure was released. Like it's a great addition. I think it's a nice thing. I think.
Yeah. So I don't know what everybody's thoughts are in the chat on this one, but like I said, I kind of was like, oh, it's cool, it's fun. I'll gladly add it. It's $30. Like that's not bad. That's fine.
And it lights up. It's really cool. I think.
Yeah, it does a lot of really cool stuff. But I saw a lot of people were saying like, it's not really for me, or I don't want it, or I'm let down, or something like that. Because we all do have a little bit of expectation, I think, when it comes to San Diego Comic-Con and like what we might end up seeing, and what unreleased figure from characters that we really want. Like, so I get that a little bit of upsetness or sadness when it comes to, not getting, the white outfit Claire released or something like that, or a Masrani figure, or, there's countless characters that we could name that are like top tier characters that still don't have figures from their films.
Right.
So I kind of get it, but Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there because last year we got a bunch of the Lost World cast added to as figures, and we finally got Henry Wu. Like, I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there, and I think this is a nice ad. And you know, the one thing that I had mentioned to a few people was the fact that the Jimmy Buffett fans might be. I think we might be like surprised, I think, by maybe how quickly this thing could sell out. I know that hasn't been the case with some of the items recently. Like, some of them have kind of lingered on Mattel Creations or wherever else, they get sold. They've kind of lingered there for a little while and maybe sell out way down the road or don't at all. Right. You could still find some of those figures still on the website. So they're not always completely gone. But I'm curious as to how many Jimmy Buffett fans are going to come out for this, because I think they're kind of like a rare breed, like a film franchise fan who doesn't get a lot of stuff. I feel like Jimmy Buffett fans are going to go crazy over getting this figure, and they can get it online. Like they don't, they don't have to go in person, right, to Comic-Con. They can boot up this website and buy it right there on July 25th. So I'm a little worried, to be honest, that it might just disappear real quick.
I hope not. I think we'll be able to. It says 3 per customer, so that's quite a bit. So I think we'll be okay.
Maybe, yeah. The 3 per customer is always interesting. I'm like, wow, you're really gonna let 3 each person have 3 if they want to? I think I did that around one of the initial runs. I forget. Maybe it was. Was it maybe Ray Arnold that came with that the bunker box? You remember the stone bunker looking box? I think maybe it was Ray Arnold, but I had bought a bunch of those, and then it was just readily available. Everybody got one, and then I had a bunch of them, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with 3 of these things. Plus, I think Mattel had sent me one back then, and I was like, all right, I got way too many. But yeah, hopefully we can all grab one of these, and maybe it'll be interesting because there are people that don't care for this within our community. But then we have to think about the Jimmy Buffett fans too. So, but I think it looks really cool. We've got barely talked about the figure itself and what it contains, but we've got this pretty cool box art here, and the actual box itself. On the right-hand side is like a pitcher, a margarita pitcher that you can pour in. That's pretty cool. I always love the unique ideas that they come with the boxes. There's always a really cool box that I want to save and hang on to, but then there's also some sort of contraption and weird, thing that goes along with it, which in this case is the whole pedestal, which I guess moves. There was that video that showcased it moving and everything. So
you see it's a picture. I think it's cool that the box is a picture.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's really funny. I don't know that it's not. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, who's really gonna like this figure is Frank Marshall, because Frank Marshall is was best friends with Jimmy Buffett. So, and Frank Marshall's on set of the new Jurassic movie right now. So I feel like I'm assuming he had to approve this figure. So I think he was very happy, especially for him, since I see his Twitter all the time. He's always tweeting about Jimmy Buffett. So there's a connection there too. If fans are wondering where did this even come from, I think there's something there as well, because they were literally the best of friends.
I definitely need to have Mattel reach out to Frank and get a photo of him hugging this figure. Yeah. I need a sweet photo. A photo op with him in this figure, so hopefully we get that. But I think it's I think it's pretty great. What's the back look like? Bubbles up, Jimmy Buffett. But yeah, it's pretty cool. 3.75 Hammond collection. Margarita glass lights up and plays music when you turn the bass. Authentic sounds. Whirring blender and swarming dimorphodons. It comes with 2 drink glasses and the lost shaker of salt. That's pretty funny.
Love it.
But that's July 25th, 9 a.m. Pacific time there. So coming soon. I'm ready for it. I can't wait. I always love these figures. So and it looks fun. I mean, we get some silly Dimorphodons. Those are not, they're not like Hammond collection Dimorphodons or anything. They just kind of look like silly, like mini figures.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I don't know enough about Jimmy Buffett. Like, unfortunately, I know a lot of people really love him. I went to his restaurant maybe once, in Orlando, but I don't even know. Like, let me see what it looks like compared to the figure. I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's see. What did he look like in Jurassic World? Let's get it. Can we get a close up? All right, I'm looking at a picture of him.
I think there's a set photo somewhere of him on set.
So it looks like he's got like a goatee or something in this figure, but he doesn't. He's got clean shaven face in the movie, so not really sure where that came from. But yeah, the shirt and the hat. He's got some real high shorts. You gotta appreciate that. He's running.
Very Jurassic. Very Jurassic.
Yep. But yeah, it looks great. I'm excited for it. It's a fun figure, and I can't zoom out. There we go. But yeah, hopefully people pick this up, and I can't wait to unbox it. That's gonna be fun. Spino Rex says Jimmy Buffett figure set is cool, but I think I'm gonna pass. I'm sure there are plenty of other characters hardcore fans would have preferred, but all I'm seeing here is a toy company having some fun. Yeah, heaven forbid a company have fun with their products.
Very true.
Yeah, it just looks like fun. I think that's what they did with Steven Spielberg. They had a really good time probably making that one. And
love the Spielberg one. I love that one.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorite ones, actually. That whole thing, I added like a few small things to that shelf, but that thing gets like its own shelf on all of my like displays. I basically got that. Oh yeah, I got the clapboard. I got Steven sitting there with the Dilophosaurs all on one shelf. I added a few other little Jurassic Park knickknacks, but nothing much. But yeah, I gotta find a spot for this on the shelf somewhere. When do you think a Frank Marshall figure's got? I feel like that's got to be coming down the line at some point.
I feel like we do need a Frank Marshall. He needs to like make a cameo or something.
What they need to do like an iconic set photo for this upcoming movie, Jurassic World 4 or whatever.
Make out of it.
Yeah, we need to or get him in the movie. Like have him be the David Kep. Or that's probably one that we could get down the line. David Kep getting eaten by the T-Rex. Come with like some sort of blockbuster looking, storefront or something.
Starbucks in the background.
Yeah, and then so Frank Marshall needs to be in this next movie doing something memeable that we could, turn into a toy at some point. Yeah, that would be a great way to make that come to life. Mr. D. Rail says this will be good for world building and toy photography. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to see like those photos of like just random figures running for their lives, because we don't really have enough figures to like, we don't have like park goer figures or anything like that. So I'm sure people will be kind of just grabbing different figures from different sets and kind of making like a chaotic main street or something while, running through like an umbrella or something like that. But yeah, that'll be fun. Jurassic KM says, it's nice to see that Dimorphodon sculpt with some actual paint applied to it. The tan monotone that is packed with the mercenary doesn't do it justice.
I know which one they're talking about.
Yeah, I completely forget which one is with that. I always liked the Dimorphodons. I always thought they were fun, like the core line ones. And then they did the Amber Collection one, which I thought was fine too. And this one, it's fine too. I mean,
this one serves its purpose.
Yeah, it looks basically like what we got out of the core. Oh my god, that was a zoom. If I ever zoom. Sorry, Jimmy. Just trying to get a zoom on the Dimorphodon.
There we go.
Yeah, it's basically like what we got from the initial release. Individually, I think they came out, but or maybe no, I don't know if that was the first one. I think the first one might have been that gray one. I don't remember.
Yes, it was.
Who knows?
In that really big pack.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next piece of Mattel news, and that would be today's Beyond the Gates, was released. So this is our. Usually we have Aaron Beyer on this week to discuss the toys and do the Jurassic Wire, but we're switching it up because he was on earlier. I think earlier in the month. But we got the latest 93 classic figure, which we've already seen. We knew this one was coming out. So I've talked about it before. What are your thoughts on this figure, Neemz?
I love the paint, the actual colors of the T-Rex. I think it's a really cool throwback, especially when I see this figure in the packaging. I think it's all cool together. Like, it's a very nostalgic set all together with the Jeep and the colors of the Rex. It's based off of a figure that was not released. Is that correct? I can't remember, like a Kenner thing.
I can bring that up. I think it was released. I never had that one. I do like the paint on it. Obviously, it's not like a super detailed paint, but it's a very cool callback to something that was in the past. So I think that's very cool. That's what I love about this 93 classic collection, is that it throws it back to the past. And seriously, it's silly, it's fun, and I'm trying to find out where this one was. It was a series 2. But yeah, here it is, series 2. All right, so let me go back to that real quick. Mattel. Boom, here we go. So this box shot does not really bring that to life very well, but let's see if we can get a better. That's kind of dulled down, but look at that. Like, that more so looks like it right there.
Yeah,
with that color.
And this new figure comes with the same capture gear.
Yeah. So let's go over to the actual page itself. Hey, it's on sale. We lucked out. It's on sale today.
I need to pre-order it.
Well, this is funny because we've been monitoring especially here on the stream, we are always taking into account when does it pop up online and who's doing the video this week and stuff like that. So this one didn't pop up until what time was it? Let me actually see. I know it was later in the day. It was not as long as a delay as one of the most recent figures. I forget what time. What that one was like late at night or something like that. This one popped up. Oh, I don't have the time here for some reason.
I think it was the middle of the day.
It was middle of the day or something like that. Yeah, but yeah. So it just has that dead link for way too long. It always says, "Hey, check at 8 a.m. Central" or something, but it never.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, it just hasn't really hit that mark for the past few or so. But yeah, it looks really cool, and it looks like this one.
Yeah,
and I do I do have the standard young T-Rex now. A few years ago, I was able to pick it up. I didn't have it initially when I was a kid, but yeah, look at that. That looks cool. But I don't have this paint job here, so that's pretty awesome.
I mean, I do have this one, and it's actually behind my head again.
Oh,
I think it's actually Spielberg. But I got this one recently for the 30th anniversary when I was setting up the room. No, that's a lie. I found this one in a thrift shop for super cheap.
Oh yeah, actually. That's always the place to find them. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there was also gosh, I don't know. It was. I think there was an unreleased. Let's see if it's around here. Oh, that's dinosaurs. Let's go back one page here. Let's see if there was prototypes of oh yeah, here's this prototype. I kind of wish we did get this one because they did the prototypes on something like this. Like this one is kind of like the version that we got.
Yeah.
You know how it's a slightly different colored, but it's basically.
I think it's on myself.
Basically that. Yeah, I've got mine right there. It's more of a bluish purple than this maybe, but yeah. They modeled it off of an unreleased one. But this time around, we didn't necessarily get it like this one.
Right.
I don't believe, but it's. I feel like it's trying to go for that a little bit, but where was it? Yeah, because if you look at the hood, the
hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah, like the colors on the hood kind of do what this one's doing, but not the gray. I kind of wish we did get that gray look, but I wonder if that was like... Well,
maybe because the T-Rex is already gray, so if you're putting all the gray in the box, it just wouldn't
maybe.
pop.
Yeah, maybe, because these didn't come together initially, so... But,
right.
But that's pretty cool. And then we also get Ray Arnold in there with, like,
Super
yeah, with the armor or whatever he's got this time around, but it replicates the... Let me go over here, because now we'll go to the Lost World, and we'll take a look at which was it, series 1? Let's see series 1 if it's there. I don't know what series it was. It might be, I don't know, Rolling Tembo right here. It's basically that. So let's see if there's like a panorama shot. Yeah, you can see like that that like lizard or dinosaur skin or whatever that is. So he's got that on there too. So that's a nice little reference there. And he comes with like a shock stick or something, some sort of prod. But the figure itself looks cool. I feel like it looks different in the side, like not the silhouette, but like the side, the profile shot there, than it does in the front on shot.
I agree, and it looks exactly like the old one from the side, but from the front,
it does.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, because this is just a render that we're probably looking at, maybe. Oh, maybe not. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. To see well, we'd have to do that. But I guess we could take a look, because I didn't bring it up here. Let me bring that up real quick. But we can bring up the YouTube. Let's see, YouTube Jurassic World. Got to do some Googling while we're here on the show, because I'm so unprepared as always. Let's go to the channel here.
Hey, what's up, Jurassic World fans? Welcome to the Jurassic June episode of Beyond the Gates.
Oops, and then I hit the wrong button. So let's go back.
Good job, Brad.
I don't even know what I hit. I don't know why I went back. Let's pause it though, and then go to the figure itself. So let's take a look at the spot here. Yeah, I mean, it looks slightly different to me, but maybe it's just a perspective thing or something. But the Jeep looks fun. I think the Jeep looks fun. Ray Arnold looks cool, and the Rex, I think I love that like paint job. So I'm totally down for that, even if it is just like the same kind of body that we've gotten before on the Rex, but repainted with a new head. I mean, at least the head's new, and they didn't just paint like one of the other heads. Yeah, so they actually gave us a new sculpt on that head, which looks nice. So I'm happy about that. You have not pre-ordered it yet, you say?
No, I'm weird about the Beyond the Gates stuff, because sometimes I'll pre-order it right away, and sometimes I'll wait until I see it in the store. Because I think like 80% of the time, or like 90% of the time, they do end up in the store. But if they don't, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's been me for the most recent releases too. I usually don't pre-order, but I did when it came to the Giga and the Therizinosaurus and then this. I don't remember if there was anything else in between that I did or didn't. But usually I just wait until they show up in the stores, because they have been showing up before the pre-orders ship. So it's been like kind of a mess. So I just like usually wait. But when it's on sale here, I'm like, all right, let's just go for it now, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I can't wait.
Me too.
What are your thoughts on like the Beyond the Gates kind of rebrand as a whole? Like, are you happy with like what you've seen from it so far, or what are your thoughts?
My favorite episode is this last one. The way that this I forget the creator's name, but the way that he did the stop motion on it was so good. Yeah, I agree. I think this one looked pretty cool.
Ray Arnold.
I don't know where the
This pack also contains 4 accessories.
Okay, where it
gear
started.
Pieces for the dinosaur.
Here we go. Somewhere
right there. I think you did a good job.
All right, let's set up the photo. We're jumping right into the middle of the action, but let's add
these shots look great too.
Bring in the T-Rex for the final shot.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, trying not to get demonetized here with this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that image there looks really cool. So this is actually, we'll get to this in a second, but this is the first, outside of Ted Brothers, this is the first creator that I actually have heard of before this actually happened. So I wasn't excited or anything, but I was like, oh yay, finally, like somebody I've actually seen before.
Right.
I didn't recognize him right away, but once I clicked on like his Instagram, I was like, oh, I recognize these pictures right away. So Plastic Action over on Instagram or probably everywhere else. Really great account. I initially came across it back when there was like, it was a photo of some raptors jumping like over or around Marty McFly. And I was like, that's my perfect crossover. So yeah, I loved that image and I've followed him ever since. And that's great. So again, it is kind of like a creator that never really posts about Jurassic. So that's, another interesting thing. And I didn't actually check to see, if there was any posts or anything from Jax here. Let me take a look, because I found that kind of interesting that they've gotten all these really great creators for this, but they never post about it.
I think he's been commenting back, and he's been really supportive of it.
Okay,
I've noticed today.
That's good. Yeah, because I've always been surprised. I'm like, what's the point in having all these creators if they don't actually?
Yeah, see, it's on his page.
Yeah. Finally, so that might be a first. I think outside of having maybe a story or so, there hasn't been any posts about it. But look, even at the very top, you get 2 Jurassic images. What is that? Star-Lord? And a raptor. I mean, that image is amazing. Like, that is incredible. And here's the one I was talking about right here. This is just flawless. I love this so much. So again, this is a creator that instantly I recognized, and yes, they're, promoting it right there on Instagram, and there you are right up top, as always. You're always the first commenter on, I think, every post. How is that?
I have no idea. I don't special.
But I mean, the work is fantastic here. So this, great stuff. So,
I'm glad he got to work on it. It seems like the perfect fit.
Yeah, and I don't know that I necessarily like watched the stop motion. Maybe I have. Maybe I've seen some of it or something, but I didn't necessarily know he was like doing stop motion stuff. Maybe I just kind of skipped over those, but so that was kind of surprising to see. I didn't realize he was doing that.
Very fluid.
But yeah. So finally, somebody actually posting about it, helping share the thing to their fan base, 374,000 followers. So finally, I feel like now the creator edition is kind of doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to have that creator share the product, and then that creator's fan base is now seeing the product. It's the first, other than Ted Brothers doing it. Finally, but yeah, so that is the figure there. Is there anything else to discuss about this one? You got anything else on this one, or?
I can't wait to see it on the shelf. I like that big box on the shelf. So it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, the box, like you said, this box is kind of like one that you want to kind of keep just like that, because the presentation is so good as it is. Like, that might be a keeper in the box, but it's going to be probably a decent sized box.
Has to be.
It's not a full like young T-Rex. I think it's the extreme chomping body, which was smaller than the other T-Rex bodies.
Right.
So it could be a little bit smaller, but it's not going to be like a tiny box. It'll probably be like the Ford Explorer size box, and that was a big box. So not easy to display.
Park branding seems awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We got the classic Jurassic Park branding. This might be the best box yet.
I agree.
But yeah. We should talk about the secondary part of this. So let me bring this audio back down, because I think he mentions it here. Let's go back just a little bit. I think I got to bring the audio back up.
Exclusively on Target.com. Stay tuned for a brand new collection coming to the Jurassic World franchise called Legacy Reimagined, where they are bridging classic 93 toy nostalgia with the current Legacy collection build.
So lot to grasp onto there. That was interesting. Yeah. So legacy. So the name sounds a little bit different than how it's presented on the website. It just says Jurassic World Reimagined. We've got 2 of those coming up next time. So it does sound, though, like exactly like what we've been theorizing for a little while, is that it's just going to be 93 collection, across the lines and kind of doing more Jurassic World centric stuff. So that's exciting. I hope it doesn't mean that, we never ever get to see 93 Classic or Legacy again.
I agree.
Because there's some good stuff coming out of Legacy and 93. Like, I think that's some of the best stuff.
I want Ellie Sattler 93 collection.
It always seems like they cut the lines, like right when you start to get really interested and invested in them, and then you're like, oh, now we're on to something else. So, I think with the upcoming movie coming up, I think you can keep going on stuff like this, because who knows where they are production-wise for toys for the upcoming movie. And I think a way to extend the life is to kind of, reimagine stuff like this and give us these, classic things. I think they could really extend the life really well and do some stuff that's not totally movie-centric when maybe they're not getting all the accurate information on the upcoming film, since it was so, kind of feels like it was rushed into production.
It's coming up soon.
What is let's see here. I'm just looking through the okay. All right, so let's go to the last discussion point here. Is Jurassic June. All right, so what is it? The 26th, something like that, right? Yeah, so we are at the very end here of Jurassic June. How many days have we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So we got a Thursday and a Friday. I'm not expecting much on a Saturday and a Sunday from news and stuff like that. But how are your thoughts at the very tail end here of Jurassic June? How has it been for you celebrating this month? Are you happy with everything we got, or what are you feeling?
I feel like this year is a little bit different because last year they really went all out for the 30th anniversary. So it's like,
sure,
what do we do? What do we do this year? Type thing. I love that Jurassic June logo that they came up with, and sometimes we don't realize that because a lot of times, like in the States and stuff, we don't see everything that's like out in the world. So like in Japan, they have like really cool like Jurassic June displays up at Universal Studios Japan, and like I don't know why they didn't do it here in the US, but there's stuff going on that we all don't hear about always. But I really do like the some of the ads that they did for Amazon and some of the ads that they did for Walmart and that kind of thing, like the stop motion toy kind of stuff. That was all content, I think, which was really cool. But I think fans were expecting like every day there should be like some kind of post type thing, and they've been posting film clips and that kind of stuff here and there, but it's just been not as crazy as the 30th anniversary. Maybe they're saving all their energy because next year is going to be wild.
Next year, I don't even want to think about that just yet, because like
so much work.
We've got it's going to be painful probably, but we'll get through it. It's going to be a lot of work. And it's got the 10th anniversary we've got of Jurassic World, plus we've got a new movie. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in store for us next year. But last year, they announced a lot of stuff, and there was certainly a lot of stuff to do and stuff to buy mostly. But it was kind of also like you were saying about this year too, where like there was a lot of activations and things in different parts of the world that we would never even see, like here in the States. So they spread it out pretty well. And a lot of people complained that the 30th wasn't as big as it should have been either. So going into this Jurassic June, I mean, knowing that there's an upcoming movie, we've got Chaos Theory, we've got new games, several new games, all kinds of stuff on the way. I definitely expected maybe a little bit more news-wise. At least some kind of like, at least saying like, hey, we do have a movie in production. At least like, saying, oh, we've got these people working on this movie. We've got, maybe a title, something like that. So far, they haven't really acknowledged it. Frank Marshall is really the only one who's, and I guess like a few people here and there on, like Instagram or like an interview or something, but nothing like official from official channels really. So,
right.
So that part's been a little disappointing. What's that?
Maybe I feel like sometimes they have to be careful with that in the sense of like they don't want to, say something and then have to like delete the post later down the line. Like, what if they get the dates wrong or something happens and they have to go back on what they said? Like, there's a lot. That's the hardest part about it is like, let's say the movie gets delayed 4 years or something. Like, I don't know, which I really hope that doesn't happen.
Let's hope it doesn't happen, even though at this point I'm like, it's gonna be crazy. But that is the one piece of information they've actually given us is the date. So if they do delay it, they do have to change that post and delete it. And but yeah, they've like kept it close to the vest and they haven't really like given us anything. Scarlett was talking about it on like an interview recently, saying how excited she was, and I know what's his name, Jonathan. He was posting like a picture, and I think he maybe talked about it on Jimmy Fallon or something, one of those shows.
Her name is Luna
Blaze. Yeah, she posted that image, right? I think.
She posted today too.
Did she?
She posted the "Hold On to Your Butts" clip. So from Jurassic Park. So she's excited to be in the film. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like the cast seems really excited. Like Scarlett's, huge nerd apparently and ready to go. Been wanting this for 10 years. Jonathan seems like he's like totally down on this. He's got the Jurassic World ride photo and everything, and Luna's out there. So. But I'm not really expecting a ton from, these people on social media, so we'll have to wait and see. But kind of surprised, though. Jurassic June has almost come and gone. We've got a few more, like 2 more days, 2 more opportunities maybe in Jurassic June to really actually say something. But does that mean if they don't do it now, are they just waiting for that July 2nd? That was the date, right, of the next movie, July 2nd, 2025? Are they just waiting for that one more week? Are they just waiting 1 more week for July to actually announce stuff?
With Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, didn't they do like a year ahead type thing?
Something like that, I think, yeah.
Maybe so, because those movies were all released in June. This one's being released in July, so maybe that's what they're waiting for. Cool.
It just feels weird when they kind of like they give it that Jurassic June branding. They actually like made a logo for it, and they actually started to utilize their social media, like thankfully, like they're actually using it and posting all the time, which is great. So that's been kind of missing for the past few. We just need that website updated. I haven't checked, but hopefully it hasn't since I said that. But we need that thing going, and then we need some film news. But otherwise, has it been good for you? Have you felt fulfilled with Jurassic June? Because I think Jurassic Souls had that question as well. Thank you for the super chat. Jurassic Souls says, you are awesome, Neemz. What's your favorite thing from Jurassic June so far?
My favorite thing from Jurassic June. Hold on, let me think. It's probably the Amazon stop motion thing that I saw. That caught me off guard. And then I think probably the Rex that we were talking about. I really liked that Rex. Because I know people were saying, I think it leaked or something, but I actually didn't see it. Surprisingly, me of all people. So when I saw it this morning, that is like an official thing, I was like, oh, wait, what is this? I love this. So I think that's really cool. Yeah. So I thought that was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else here in the chat. Steven says, I hear news Jurassic World Cretaceous chaos theory. I'm not sure what that is referring to, but
maybe it's talking about two.
Maybe. Hey, Steve. What's going on, Steve? Glad to have you here. I do wonder when we'll get the film title as well, Nikolai. But I'm assuming it's probably going to be July 2nd. At this point, like I said, it feels weird that we haven't gotten any news in June with the branding and all that stuff. But July 2nd feels like the next best guess, which is just 2 days into June.
Maybe we have to move to Jurassic July.
It's not a bad idea. You can keep it going. Maybe they made a logo. Who knows? Maybe they're just going to keep it going. And that's a Tuesday, so we'll be back here on a Wednesday, July 3rd, to talk about whatever news may or may not be released at that point. But yeah, Andy says looking forward to this one. Jurassic Dan's here. Hi, Jurassic Dan. And Caleb, what's up, Caleb? You're late. Get out of here. Leave. You're late. Go home. You're probably home, I'm assuming. But July 2nd, Caleb saying as well. Yeah, that's my best guess. I feel like, at this point, with 2 more days left, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm going to keep hoping. Because I just want it to happen now. I want to know ASAP. But yeah, we'll see. But Jurassic June, I feel like it's been good. I feel like it's been a fun time. We've gotten... especially here on the podcast, we've done a lot of fun things here, and we've celebrated, and that's always
awesome.
Oh, thank you. I mean, that's how I feel like you need to celebrate, is you need to sometimes do it yourself. You have to get out there and you need to be a part of it rather than waiting for it to come to you. And that's kind of like the mentality that, like, I don't know, we're all expecting big things to happen, but we kind of have to get out there and do it ourselves and have fun, go do the fun things. And, I have seen that Jurassic Park was showing in some theaters. I saw Caleb, I think, went to the Lost World and stuff. So there's things out there to do this month. And so, yeah, you can make it happen, I think. But sometimes it's a struggle, but I think there's plenty of things out there, whether you're buying some merch or, I don't know. I actually today I was like, you know what? I might actually boot up Jurassic World Evolution. And that's huge. That is huge.
Do it.
Because for me, I've been struggling with that for a long time. I picked it up and played it maybe a few times when it actually released, and then I let it go for a long time. And today I actually booted it up, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't have any of the DLC for Evolution 2.
Yeah.
I have nothing from that. And then I went to go start it. I actually did play it, and I think I don't know if I played it on a PS4 maybe, and then I opened it on my PS5 and there was no saves or anything. So I was disappointed when I was like, there's nothing accomplished now. I was like,
oh gosh,
I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing it, but I might go back. I might try before too long, but we'll have to see. But I've been trying my best to keep the month going. I've been drinking out of my Chaos Theory bottle. Chaos Theory's been fun. There's been new toys and things, and especially Chaos Theory stuff. I just unboxed the captives, the Chaos Theory captives. I don't know if you've seen those or you got those, but yeah, those are fun. Did you get that box? I don't know if you got that box from Chaos Theory from DreamWorks.
No, I didn't get the box.
Oh, okay, that was fun. So we've had some stuff to do. Keeping us busy.
I feel like
at least.
I feel like for us, and especially for a lot of fans, every day is Jurassic June. There's no. It's a great time to celebrate. Obviously, there's a cool month that it gets really hyped up, but for me, random Tuesday is Jurassic June. For me, it's just a different day. But I do love that this month has become a bigger thing. That it's now celebrated by more and more people, and people now know what we talk about when we say Jurassic June. It's not just a small thing,
Yeah. And I think with that new branding, it feels like they're taking it seriously now, so that's exciting. Also another thing that I've been taking in is actually Stephen Ray Morris's podcast. He's been doing dinosaur episodes, focusing on favorite dinosaurs, and there's 6 of those episodes, I think, and they've been a blast to listen to. So yeah, it's been fun. Jurassic July, Caleb says. Yeah, exactly. Right on the same page. And he also said Jurassic Park 1993 is being screened at the LA State Historic Park July 20th. So there you go. I'm sure you got to meet up and head out there, go see that with him.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is Steve saying? To be fair, your saves were probably parks that were going bankrupt with no way to save them. At least that's what my saves look like. Yeah, see Jurassic Ride has been awesome. Yeah, it's been really fun. The episodes have been informative, comical, just really fun to listen to. So yeah, definitely check those out. And there's some great artwork that goes along with each one of those episodes.
Steven's great. Steven's amazing.
Yeah. But any final Jurassic June words here before we wrap up?
Final thoughts. Celebrate Jurassic June every day in your own way. And I think we have so much to look forward to in the next year that I'm not even worried about it. So there's going to be so much coming up. There's going to be, production stills coming out maybe in the middle of the year. There's Chaos Theory Season 2 coming out. We have all our new games that are coming out. There's a bunch of new figures coming out. Like that, we just need to be very grateful that we are even sitting here talking about Jurassic. And what is it, like 150 years since the first movie came out? So I think we're headed down a really cool path that we have a whole new cast. And I'm seeing a lot of mixed comments online where it's actually a lot more positive than it used to be, where it's like, oh, they're going to cross over with Fast and the Furious, and this is the dumbest thing ever, and why do they keep making these movies, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm so done reading that same comment over and over again. And now, with the cast announcement of like Scarlett and Jonathan Bailey, and I can never say his name. Is it I can never say his name.
Mahershala Ali.
We have him, and it's just like, and Gareth Edwards is the director, so it's a lot of movie fans are excited to see where this next step is, because everyone's like, oh, put them in space. Okay, we're not doing Jurassic Universe. Sorry, that's not happening until like 2020 or 2045. So let's wait on that.
It's not going to be that far away. It's going to happen real quick. 2045, yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah, I think I'm very excited for this next year to see how everything pans out. And there's going to be so much for us to consume.
It's going to be a minefield. I'm actually afraid, because it's that time of the year when too many leaks are happening, too many images are being shared, and spoilers are just being thrown left and right. I hate it. It's the worst. So please don't do that stuff out in the open. Please let people kind of go spoiler free if they choose to. Don't ruin it for everybody. So I'll talk spoilers here and there at some point, but usually at the very tail end, maybe I'll tiptoe on some things here or there. But yeah, so if you're out there, try to not post that stuff. Try not to spread it, and watch out. You might have to start. That's the unfortunate thing, is once we get towards the film, people start to block or to mute Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. They start to get rid of some of their favorite people in the community, and then get away from all that stuff, because it's a minefield, and the Jurassic fan base is pretty bad with that, to be honest. So let's keep it safe. Let's keep it simple for people out there this next movie production. So it'll be interesting. But you mentioned something about you said Jurassic Park or something was 150 years ago or something, I think you said. I was watching Jurassic World today with my son, and he hadn't seen it since maybe he was 2 years old, and he's almost 7 now. So it's been a long time coming. He knows it. He's played the Lego game. He's played, he's watched Camp Cretaceous. He's watched Chaos Theory and stuff. But when Zach and Gray walked into the visitor center, he's like, that I know that place. They made a park. They made attractions there. It was a million years ago. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it was. It was a million years ago. So
it does feel like years ago.
It does feel like a very. Yeah, it's been a long time, and we've got a lot more to do and a lot more to talk about, and yeah, it's only getting started.
That's why we're here, Brad. That's why you and I are here, and there's a few other people that do a lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, I think it's awesome.
Jurassic Dan here is saying, can you do a toy hunt? I don't know if he means you or me. Maybe. I stopped doing them because it was just a pain to kind of put them together. And plus, like, any trip to Target has been pure chaos, like, because I bring the kids out there. I don't really have a lot of opportunities to go, so it's been pure chaos. So every now and then I'll film like a quick thing from Target and then post it like a year later when I actually have a chance. Like today, actually, I posted a shirt that I found months ago, and I'm like, I guess I'll post it now. I don't know.
Love it.
So, but yeah, so I don't know if I'll get a chance to do it. How about you? Will you get a chance to do a toy hunt? What do you think?
I'll do them randomly, sporadically. So
Yeah.
if there's something I really want, I would go try and find it. But it's not. COVID was a time to do all that because we were doing nothing, and that was like my escape, was doing toy hunts. So it's a different time now. But if there's something that's harder to find or rare or something like that, I would love to. I love doing a good toy hunt.
Yeah, and there's been quite a few like good pieces out there recently, and the shelves have been completely stocked. It's been actually really nice to see. So I'm pleased with what I've been seeing. I actually haven't gone over to Walmart. I know they had a big display with Chaos Theory and stuff, right? But yeah, I haven't gone over there yet. So I don't. It's a rare opportunity that I go to Walmart. We'll see.
Yeah,
but
the is very cool. And the selection of figures it's like completely different than Target.
Yeah,
so it's some really
yeah. Steven's watching Jurassic Park right now. Good for you. Are you watching? This is not Jurassic Park, Steven. Do you know that, right? I'm not Ian Malcolm. I'm sorry to tell you right now. As much as we'd like to be. Nikolai says, I mute fan groups and stuff during times where there's a release is coming, so I don't get spoiled. Yeah, that's probably the best bet. Jurassic KM says, as we get closer to the new movie, I'm going to focus on making content just to avoid spoilers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a struggle, especially making content, especially like in people like, you're out there posting a lot of stuff and trying to, keep the conversation moving on Instagram or wherever. And I'm trying to do the same on podcast platforms and stuff. And it's like, you kind of have to be fully immersed in everything, but at the same time, not want to know everything, right? Like, you don't want to be fully spoiled. So it's very difficult to create content and to stay fresh on what the movies are.
Right.
So,
I agree.
But yeah, 10 years of almost 10 years of doing this. It's been crazy. So,
and you look the same age.
I don't know about that, but probably like let's see, 40 pounds heavier. Yeah, Yeah, COVID, it was those COVID years. So that did it in. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. It's been fun catching up with you and talking some Jurassic June and other stuff. But I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody that watched and is watching along and will listen later.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get the replays and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and showcase some of the stuff we've been working on recently. Like I said earlier in the show, we've got this week's episode with Jay Jurassic, talking about some nostalgic feels and, reminiscing about how Jurassic Park and the fan community have really uplifted him in times of need. So definitely check out that episode. It's a tearjerker. Give it a listen. But I want to go back through some of I feel like the great episodes that we've had this month, but we also had Larry Selman, an artist. Cool. Yeah, it was such a great episode. Artist who actually created the illustrations that are like on the boxes for Kenner, some of the Kenner figures. So Larry was great. We had Yaroslav on that episode as well. So two great artists there. Fantastic episode. And that was another one where, like, listening to Larry, I was like getting a little choked up listening to him talk about how much he valued, this community now, like actually realizing like, oh, people actually dig my work. So that was pretty cool.
I poster size prints of his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. A few weeks ago, we had Carlos Omar on from the Horror Daddies podcast, where we talked about our top 5 scenes from the Jurassic World trilogy. That was fun. That was a hard episode to produce and to put together and to kind of come up with those lists. but we did it. We actually did it. I had a really fun time talking with Carlos on that. And then Chris Pugh was on the first episode of Jurassic June talking about the state of Jurassic and what things have been like recently. And it'd be interesting to look back on where things were when we recorded that and where things are right now. Has anything changed?
Yeah.
I don't know. But if you have not, please go subscribe to the newsletter over on Substack. You can find the links over on JurassicParkPodcast.com, or just search for me, Brad Jost, over on Substack. It's going to be a newsletter, maybe monthly, bi-monthly kind of thing, where I give you my thoughts on some of the recent Jurassic news, or just, some random topics on the Jurassic franchise, or other stuff. You might be talking about theme parks, might be talking about Star Wars or something else, but go ahead and subscribe there, and you'll also get news and the latest stuff from the podcast and other shows that I'm on as well. But yeah, that's about it. I feel like that's probably it. Also go, I guess, to these places, Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters. No, I'm not on Twitter. Whatever they are, whatever those places are. And then listen to the podcast on all your favorite podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Music. I got to change this graphic at some point. I lazily did this at one point, and I don't even remember which ones are which because they all look the same. So one of these days, I'll actually update that and come up with some good graphics.
Maybe, I feel like that Tiger Raptor that Yaroslav did would be a very cool header image for you with the lightning bolt behind you. Something.
That thing is. I unboxed the. I don't have the card on me, but it's like right over there. But unboxed those captives today, and that artwork is on one of those cards, and it just looks so awesome. It's so fantastic, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll have to do this again sometime, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you for the super chats, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully we got some Jurassic World 4 news to discuss, or at that point, maybe we'll have a title. Who knows? Maybe we'll have everything we've ever wanted in Jurassic July. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time.